Brian, what about the bonnet? What about headlights? What about front bumper? So I've just bought another BMW 1 Series. Hey, what's up, guys? It's about 4 o'clock in the morning. We are heading off through to Copart to go fetch the next BMW 1 Series. Just had myself a nice little breakfast, easy little coffee. So let's hit the road. So we are at Copart in Sandwich, getting ready to pick up the repair car for the M135. Let's see exactly what we're going to be picking up, if it's going to be worth it. Hopefully it is, but having a look at it now, I think there's a couple of bits and pieces we can take off this one, use on the M135, and then still sell all the extra parts for a bit of space. Let's go. So this is it, guys, the first look at our repair car for the M135, and it is a 2013 BMW 118D M Sport F21 shape. So the reason why I got this car was because it's a lot easier to take all the parts off this car and pop it straight onto the M135 instead of going to buy all the parts individually, as this is an M Sport, so all of the exterior trimmings are exactly the same as the M135, and we'll be using majority of the external parts and bits and pieces from the front. So these are the headlights we are after. It is the bi-xenon headlights. These are the fenders we are after, and of course the bonnet. I'm not going to worry too much about the bumper. The bumper's still in one piece, could use maybe a bit of a sanding and a bit of a touch up here and there, but besides that, the bumper does seem to be in alright condition. The grille, we can always get a new grille, so I'm not too worried about that. We'll just need a badge on top, and the bonnet seems alright. Maybe the fender liner is still good, just this plastic that's sitting here. So I don't think there's an oil radiator for these ones, but maybe, nah, there's not. Thought there would have been. I'm not gonna have a look in the car just as yet, because I don't want to take off this plastic. So we'll keep on this plastic for now until we get home, and then once we get home we can take the plastic off and see exactly what's cooking inside. But yeah, overall this is the replacement. I see the tail light is in good condition, so we'll definitely be replacing this on the M135. But yeah, pretty similar. It does actually have a better diffuser than the M135. Mags, this tire's a bit, but it seems alright. Yeah, plastic also on this side with a bit of glass, so maybe they've broken the glass just to get the airbags out. I see the bumpers popped out this side, but I don't think it's damaged the fender at all, so this fender's still alright. We'll be able to use this fender too. This side doesn't look too bad, still has the spotlight in there. Here's the bi-xenon headlights. This grille is still alright, but I think what we'll do is change both grills together so it looks pretty much the same. I think the bumpers just popped out here a little bit. Doesn't seem too bad, but yeah, we're getting a complete car. Just going to be using the bonnet, fenders, bumper, headlights, crash bar, maybe the aircon radiator, but I know not the normal radiator because it's different piping, this being a manual and a diesel, ours being a petrol and an automatic. Yeah, but besides that, I think we should be all good to rock and roll. Finally home, so we can have a better look at it. So the car didn't come with any keys. Both windows on other sides have been smashed. All of the airbags have gone off inside the car, so I think it might have nudged one of the sensors in the front, and that made all of the airbags go off. But besides that, the car looks pretty good all round. Alright guys, so this will be the BMW that we will be taking the complete front from. As you can see, these are the headlights we are needing, so that is brilliant. I know we might need a front grille and a couple of the small ones here at the bottom, but that's not a problem. The main thing is this bonnet. There is a slight little dent, I'm sure you can see here, but we can get that sorted, that's not a problem. but this is exactly what we're after. So we're after this complete front here, all the brackets for the radiators and all of that. It's not the same radiator, but it's not a problem because we will get the radiator for that car. We just need the housings and the fittings. All of these front pieces here is what we need. Fender liners as well, so I'm gonna get on that, start stripping on it. Doesn't look like any water pipes have broken because there's still water in here, and it does seem to be holding water as well. So yeah, this is the 1 series that we can be taking all of the front part of the bumper. Seems to have had a bit of a touch here, but we can sand this out. It's anyway gonna go for a wrap, so luckily it's got a bit of life to it, if I could say. But yeah, other than that, let's get to the stripping. So in order to strip the front bumper off, we need to start by removing both wheels on either sides so we can get to the fender liners. Once we remove the fender liners, there are a couple of bolts connecting the fender to the bumper. Once we've disconnected that, then it's just taking a couple of bolts and beadings off the top. Then the bumper should slowly come out, disconnect a couple of electrical and water pipes, then the bumper should come off in one piece. So with the front tires off, I'm just going to crack on to the top beadings and bolts that sit right in the front just above the kidney grills. So just a word of advice, when removing anything from the car, especially the front bumper, always look for any hidden bolts or brackets that do connect to either the headlights or the kidney grills, the front crash bar as well, because if you do want to remove it and you start pulling it off, you could probably damage it. Moving on to the fender liner now. So there's just a couple of bolts that you need to remove in order to remove the fender liner. Once that's out, we'll have access to the bolts that connect the fender to the front bumper. So the front fender liner came out and it is still in very good condition, so we'll definitely be using that on the M135, and that has now given us access to the bolts that connect the fenders to the front bumper. Now, because these bolts haven't been touched probably since the car was made, it was quite difficult to get them removed, but eventually in the end we did come right. As you can see, the front bumper is nice and loose now. There are still a couple of connections and wires that are still leading up to it. So just as I thought we were ready to remove the bumper, I forgot about the tray that lies right at the bottom. So I've put 1 or 2 bolts on top just so that the bumper can hold into place, and I will have access to get underneath the car, and once underneath I'll be able to loosen all of the bolts and get that removed. With those bolts loosened and the under tray removed, we can start wiggling the bumper slowly but surely off and see what is left. One side disconnected, let's get on to the other side. Once the bumper was on the floor, it is a lot easier to gain access to the water pipes, sensors, electrical plugs, so it was a lot easier not to break any of the fittings. So there we go, finally we have an M Sport front bumper ready to rock and roll for the M135. So by the looks of it, we will be changing over the subframes from either car because the M135's one just had a slight little knock on it, so it would be better to change it over with the new one just so that everything can be all straight up and lined up perfectly. So I'm sure you guys have seen the front bumper, but this is essentially what I'm after. This complete front piece here with these two cross beams that we're anyway gonna have to wrap. This little plastic bit here with this foam piece as well. This bar, oh, we could actually, I think took a bit of a knock, but I'm gonna have to get these plastics. Just hope the subframe hasn't taken too much of a knock, but yeah, all in all, just actually wanted this crash bar. Doesn't look like it's taken any damage, so that's a good start. Alright. Presume this goes here. Oh, like that. Lekker. Okay, now we can have a look to get this bolt moved here. I don't know what else we need because I want to take off these headlights, but yeah, just having a quick look at it. That side, of course, we've got the fender liner off here, so that's why it's empty, that side's full. But all in all, I'm actually quite happy with it. This we can always just glue back on because this is just like a filler F20 M Sport. This I can get another bar for here in the front, so that's not a problem. And then I just need the plastics inside there, which I need to check if the intercooler ones are not damaged. So let's do that. So that front bar already came with the parts last week, so you can check that out in the previous video. But all we need to get is just the plastic air duct for the intercooler, then we should be all good to rock and roll with the front bumper. So I'm going to continue stripping the front. If you guys like what you've seen, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share it with anyone you think that will enjoy this rebuild / series going on, and I'll catch you guys next week. Peace out. 135's subframe had a small little knock on it. Rear lights, possibly the airbags as well. We can do the interior